Well, when it comes to building successful relationships, those relationships, they do matter. Meredith and Emma are here to talk about a woman-run event all about social capital. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Thank you for having us.
Meredith, let's start with you. Tell us all about Woman Run.
Woman Run is an initiative started by Wright Lindsay and Jennings. It's here and also in Little Rock. We just had an event last week, but it is to provide networking and education opportunities to women that are thinking about starting a business or running a business.
That's awesome.
Okay. Emma, you're the guest speaker for this event coming up. You're talking about social capital.
I am.
What does that mean?
Ooh, social capital is practically the thing we all should be cognizant of. Every day we walk out, you interact with different people, and every last person you meet and encounter is actually somebody you'll probably need along the way. So for me, I've spent my career building community, building an extensive network, and that network has proven to follow me along for every project and every facet of my career.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting way to think about that. I imagine that along the way, it's almost like, do you get burnt out? And I'm sure you're going to cover this. And how do you manage all of that from just being able to say hello versus making that kind of connection? So I'm sure you'll cover that. But as you were talking, I was like, man, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Because everybody you meet could definitely be someone that you connect with along the way. But I'm imagining that there is some kind of maybe line that you can maybe
There's
draw.
always a line, but if you meet me, you know the energy runs high. But I'm also equally an introvert. A lot of my energy is expended on just being curious and just making sure I'm knowledgeable of the people that are surrounding me, understanding your work. So I am super interactive. Typically, I can come in a room and I'll meet at least 7 or 8 people on set, have lengthy conversations, which is what most people won't do, but it's a great time and opportunity to learn your community, the people's efforts, what's going on, and honestly, they do always circle back. Those relationships always circle back. And what it does, it allows me to move a little bit faster than most people, and I'm effective in doing so. And so my job is to be a collector of humans, make sure I categorize those humans and understand how everybody expressly has something that they can offer towards the future projects or existing projects that I'm working on.
Sure. Would you say that social capital is a very kind of integral part of when women are operating their business?
Oh, absolutely. I think women are probably the most communicative of the sexes. We tend to spend a lot of time with each other, which means we know a great deal. And what that allows is for us to build these extensive networks. And I have to say, like recently with the boom in women's businesses, whether they're women of color or other women, what we've seen is that they've been able to take those networks and carry them forward into new efforts or initiatives that they're launching. And I think that's where social capital ends up being the most valuable, is you just make sure you're a great human, a great citizen, and you practice positive humanity and just bring that forward into everything that you do, because everybody does have a place in this world, and you'd be surprised at how often you have to call on just a regular everyday person.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
certainly. Yeah, and I know that we're just getting a little bit of snippet of what you're going to talk about at the event where they can hear you. What are the details there? When and where is that taking place?
So it's tomorrow night at the Brewer Family Hub, Entrepreneurship Hub down in Fayetteville, downtown. And we'll start about 5:30 with a little bit of happy hour networking, and then Emma and I will start talking about 6 o'clock.
Yeah. Are there any other events coming up that we should be on the lookout for, Meredith?
We have Barrier Breakers that Emma and I worked on together too at Theater Squared, and that's coming up.
You have to double down on the promotion of that. So we have been hardworking in terms of making sure women who own small businesses in and around Northwest Arkansas have an outlet and an opportunity to figure out how to show up for themselves. And through the theater's power and the actors there, we've been able to take people, put them on the stage and get them pitch ready, as well as help build confidence, which is a huge part of what we do. And Barrier Breakers is just making sure you can stand in your power and have that voice and that presence when you go out and talk about the thing that you spend so much time on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
And
great.
we'll have
Thank
you
you.
back later in the month to talk about that Barrier Breakers event. So thank
Yeah.
you both so much for joining us.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having
Yeah.
us.